Gamescomil aitab seigelda punktid.ee.
Oleme jõudnud Gamescomil Unity alasse ning oleme saanud hõlmast kinni Rudolfil, kes hakkab meile rääkima mängust nimega Neopolis. Hi Rudolf.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. So maybe you could tell us a bit about Neopolis. What is it? What do you do in there? What happens?
Okay, Neopolis is a cyberpunk real-time strategy game. And you take control of a city by sending out gangs or crews that are all quite cartoony but really good fun. And you grow bigger and bigger gangs until you take over your enemy headquarters.
Right, and talking about the gangs, how many are there? Do they have any significant differences?
Yes, there are 6 different gangs. Every one of them is unique. And the way to think about them is, like in normal strategy games, you have units like tanks and infantry, etc. But in this game, all that is done with really quite wild and strange gangs. So, for example, our version of tanks are super strong ladies called the Betsies. They have massive hands. We got really fast scouts and snipers, and a big part of the game is figuring out which gangs to conquer, because that will be your actual number of different units, your specialist units. So they're all quite different.
Right, so the game basically ends when your gang has wiped out all of the other gangs. Are there any other victory conditions as well?
Well, yeah, you don't necessarily have to wipe out everybody. You win the standard multiplayer game. You win by taking over the enemy HQ, like the player you're playing against. And you can do that maybe in a really quick, sneaky way, or you build up a huge army. It's up to you. There are various ways to win. And then the final game will have all kinds of different challenge modes, and there's a campaign. There'll be most likely there'll be specific challenges for levels. So there are very different ways to win the game. It is not just winning the one level. So all kinds of different ways.
All right. I mean, the game looks very kind of classically sci-fi, to put it that way. Have you had any influences from some movies, TV shows, stuff
Yes.
like that?
Yeah, very much so. There are some very important influences. Big ones are classic Japanese cyberpunk anime like Akira, Ghost in the Shell. We also took a lot of inspiration from the movie The Warriors. I don't know if you've seen it, but there are some really fun crews in that film. It's worth watching. The first 20 minutes is you see all the gangs come by. And also we really like the old look hip-hop crews that you had in the late 80s, like Grandmaster Flash, etc. The way they used to dress. I always thought they looked like specialist units, and that's kind of what we built our game units, our game characters around.
All right, but yeah, judging from the gameplay we just saw, the map actually looks pretty big. How long does it usually take for one match to finish?
Okay, it depends. We have large maps and small maps. This is large-ish, but we have much larger ones as well. The thing, though, is because there are different ways of using strategy to win. Like I said earlier, you can build a big army and then eventually try and take control of your opponent. But there's also sneaky ways to do it. So I'd say a typical match would last anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour. It depends.
All right, cool. And well, when can we expect to play Neopolis?
Well, we're aiming for roughly Q3 next year. I can't give you an exact date yet, but so far we are on schedule to reach that. So let's see if we can talk about the release at the next Gamescom.
All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Neopolis. Gamescomil aitab seigelda punktid.ee.